was too small. Okay, alright. Okay, you don't want to break their eardrums. Hello, welcome to the Phenol and Penal Morning Podcast, the most important podcast in the world, where we just talk about irrelevant stuff that doesn't matter in the long run. Today, again, I have my friends Justice and Rayne here.
Hello.
I'm gay.
Okay, so we're like pre-recording. We're committing heresy by pre-recording. Everybody wants to believe it was done this day, but this will come out Friday.
We're bad people. We're horrible humans.
Yeah, there you go.
What is human?
That's true. We're all robots. We're not humans.
So before we were recording, Rayne and Justice were talking about some interesting topics. Do you care to?
That makes it. The way you said that just makes it sound so weird.
It doesn't. I mean, compared to like, come on, what do you think this podcast is? All right.
Yeah, true.
All right. Save the noises for later. All right. We need to ease them into it. All right. Not everybody has watched from episode 1. Okay. So what were you guys talking about before? Wasn't it like times where you were talking to yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Care to share?
Pretty much what we were saying was just like, well, I personally, I was saying that I've had full-on conversations with a wall, literally a wall.
Literally a wall.
Do you care to explain a little bit more?
Yeah, since whenever I don't have anyone to talk to, like if anyone's busy, I will have conversations with myself, answering the questions that I ask myself as I'm like I'm a different person, and then I will have conversations with a wall, like the wall can understand me, and it just.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm on like a whole different level of that.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Okay.
Easy there. We are 3 minutes in.
Okay, well.
Wait until at least like the 15-minute mark when we start just kind of devolving into our own selves.
Oh, I thought I was my own self. Who am I?
Shh. Quiet agony. Okay. All right, and then what about you, Justice? There was a story where you were on a roof or something?
Oh yeah. So back when my old nephew used to live with me and everything, they would like to throw toys up on the roof. And one day I had to go and get him down, and a guy pulled up into my driveway, waiting for his starter to get out of school because we live next to an elementary school.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You live right in the, yeah.
And like when he like pulled up into my driveway, I looked down at him. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Who are you? And then he looks up. He's like, why are you on the roof? I'm like, I gotta get some toys down. He's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm waiting for my daughter to get out of school. I'm like, okay. And yeah.
You were talking to yourself?
No.
Oh.
Stupid.
I thought that, I mean, that's what you guys were okay, anyways. So you were the one who said, "Hey, what are you doing?" to him?
Yeah. Because he was on my driveway.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a story about me talking to myself.
I bet you do.
I forgot whose friend's house. I think I might have been walking to either your house or Sky's house. But I was just listening to music and just rambling on. And probably like 5 or 6 songs in, I realized there was a guy just walking next to me.
Oh yeah.
and he was just listening to me ramble on the whole time. Like once I noticed him, like kind of stuff, I'm like, oh, hello, and we had like a whole conversation. His name was David, so shout out to David for listening to me talk to myself.
Shout out to David. Should he be another entity?
Titty.
Shush. Not on my podcast, sir. Not on my podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. Katie?
Katie? It's Katie. No. Should I explain? Is it that important? You know what? It's gonna get to that time eventually where we have our own memes and everything, and people will have to look back for an explanation. So I'll just explain it real quick. So, our group, at least me and I think I don't know. You can speak for yourself, Justice, but we would take inanimate objects and name them, and they would become our friends.
I do the same thing.
And excuse me, that was absolutely disgusting and rude. Anyways, like we'd take I can't. I'm hiccuping. Hold on. Okay, we're good. We'd take things and make characters out of them. So one time, we talked about and Nikki in the other episode. These two girls in our group, or used to be in our group, we went hiking, and eventually, in this giant group of friends, we kept splitting off into smaller and smaller chunks until it was just me and the two girls. And we went to a mountainside, and we decided to name him... I forgot what we named him. Oh. Oh no.
Like Jimmy or something?
I think it was Jimmy. Is it Jimmy?
Jimmy?
Well, anyways, and then I constantly...
Like, Jimmy?
I kept saying stuff like, yeah, we met this cool guy. He was super cool. He was a big guy. And he was very sturdy. And everybody was just like, oh, okay. And then I would say, she got to... He even let one of them sit on his lap. Because we were just sitting on this mountain for half an hour. And so... Yeah. It was fun. So now I write down... I'm starting to write down all the characters we make. And I'll call them the entities or something. So do you want to make David an entity? Give him stats and everything? And David the listener. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
David the listener. David like the watchman or something like that. I'll write that down soon. So we in this group we create our own memes. We stack up more and more throughout the years. That's why full body throttle is a thing. That's why our characters are a thing. I was cleaning a machine in the warehouse like maybe a month ago, and it was so lonely because I think it was the first time I was cleaning. Yeah, it was the first time I was actually there in the warehouse cleaning alone. My dad left with my boss, and I was just in this giant warehouse, and so I started naming the machines. I think I named one Thomas, and then my favorite one that I worked really hard on to get all the rust and stuff off, and I lathered it, and I sprayed it with citrus cleaner, and I scraped all that rust off and made it nice and pretty. I named him Thumb.
Thumb? Thumb, alright.
My dad comes back and he's like, how'd you do? And I'm like, yeah, I started naming the machines. That one's Thumb. And he's like, oh, really? Yeah, so, David, that's one of your stories that I know you've got more where people have probably caught you talking to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
I think everybody's done it, honestly. I think I still do it. Sometimes it's a little embarrassing to say, but I write stories, or at least I try to, And sometimes to act out the scenes, I actually talk to myself like I'm different characters. It's I'm actually admitting this. Yeah, so luckily my room is pretty much soundproof. With the TV in the living room going off, and it's pretty concealed in here, which really helps when I'm playing video games and I go ah! And I just I start screaming for no reason. And yeah, so sometimes I act out my scenes and I create dialogue through that, and I think out what they would actually say, and I can write it down. So yeah.
Where did Rayne go?
Now, there's you know what? There's one time I got caught though. But this was when I still have clay. In fact, that's what I'm messing around with right now. I mess around with clay while I think. I just hold in my hands and I just kind of mold it, and I can subconsciously create things while I talk. Sometimes I'll end up with like creating an entire little army of people while I've been talking for the past hour. And well, I used to actually play with it, like make characters and like make them fight and everything, and it was in my old house where I had two stepbrothers. My mother is not married to that man anymore, luckily, but my stepbrothers were pretty cool at times, and so I really cared what they think, what they thought of me. And so when I was playing with my clay and the door, I guess, was slightly open, so I couldn't notice if somebody opened it for me or whatever. I would have noticed if somebody was there if they had to open the door, but it was already slightly open. Anyways, you get the point. So my stepbrother Chris, who I really took after, I swear my hair grew out once I met him. My hair grew out to be exactly like his. It used to be short, and then it grew into what I like to call a mushroom top, where it's like flat on the top and then it starts curling around the sides. It's very wavy, and I just kind of adopted his hairstyle to look more like him. And it was completely natural. I hope so. I hope I wasn't trying to. Anyways, just trying to. I want to be more like him. No, he was a true role model for me, though. And so he was peeking in the door, and he saw me. I was just like, "Oh, we need to take evasive maneuvering. We need to do pew pew, just pew." And then he looks at. He didn't say anything, so I don't know how long he was standing there, just observing me being weird. And then I looked up, and he was there, and he was laughing. I was like, and I tried to play it off, like I was just, I don't even know what I tried, but yeah, that's the time I got caught. I used to play with my clay out in like the kitchen and stuff, and I didn't care because like I was a kid, so I didn't care what people were, thought because I was a kid. But then I started to get older, and then people would comment like, "Oh, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh," and so I moved to my room.
As simple as that.
Okay, another subject matter. Another little subject. Sometimes just gotta clear your throat a little. We're almost to 15 minutes, so hold off just for like 30 more seconds.
Oh, how dare you!
It just gets silent for a second because I'm like, I expect you guys to say just at least a little something. Like, you guys do comment, but like a lot of the time I'm just like talking on and on and on. I'm like, please take.
Well, because what you're saying is interesting, and we want to hear it and shut our faces. That's why.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I wasn't paying attention at all. I was in the middle of editing.
Oh
Really?
my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I can listen to people and edit at the same time.
Okay.
You
I was like,
sounded so
come
upset.
on, we're
You're
making,
like,
we're in the
"Really?"
podcast channel. Isn't
You
it?
just got pranked.
Just got pranked.
You sounded so upset. You're like, really?
I'm like, oh, dang it. At least Rayne was listening. This is why I have 2 people in the podcast.
Exactly.
Oh, 15 minutes. Okay. All right.
Here we go.
All right.
Practice right now.
It's 15 minutes, as in, you don't, I'd prefer us to space it out from here.
Well, yeah.
So, just every now and then, it's like, so yeah, I was just going down the street, and then I kind of just, there was this guy named David, and he saw me talking to myself. Okay,
I seriously can't breathe. Stop making me laugh.
Let out the biggest
Like, I'm having trouble breathing. This is not okay.
That's probably not good.
No,
Is my podcast that great? Little update on Full Body Throttle.
You're making it the way you're putting them in the sentence.
Little update on Full Body Throttle, our band
God.
that we totally have.
Totally,
We came up with some
great.
songs. I already told Rayne about them, but for the sake of the podcast, I'll just repeat. So we have 5 songs now. Music Makes It Happen, Panties in the Discord, Quiet Agony, which is like the one edgy song we'll have. Then
Much
I
edge.
randomly I thought of the name because my nickname on Discord is Gray Man. It's my name if I were a superhero, and that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother podcast. But then I will always mix Gray Man with something like Gay Man or or something.
I've noticed
I just change it every other day, just whatever. And so I put Gray Gay Jams instead of Ray Gay Jams.
You do realize that anyone who watches this can find Discord now.
Can what?
Can find you on Discord now.
No, they can't.
No, because there's
Oh, it's the
there's like a
numbers.
little number of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah. And also, they wouldn't know unless you said that if it was just my nickname or not.
Oh yeah, true.
So no, that is not my my actual pin name or whatever I use it for. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's just my nickname.
Wow, I'm really stupid.
But Grey Gay Jams. And then I was like, wait, should that be an actual song name? And they're like, yeah, why not? And so it's gay as in happy. So it's just a very happy, upbeat song, and maybe eventually it turns into screamo. Always got to put a twist on it. Either that, or it's called Grey Gay Jams, and so it's supposed to be reggae music, but it's got the same beat as reggae, except it's like it's all done with like heavy metal guitars. I don't know how to interpret that.
Oh my god.
I could probably
can't
find something, but I do not know how to interpret that. Like actually, because usually I'll be like, oh yeah, here's how the song might go.
What you should do is make it super duper happy, and then like in the middle of the song, just start screaming for like 5 seconds, and then go back to the normal.
Or from the beginning of the song, it's very quiet, kind of like Quiet Agony. It's very quiet. You just hear, and then in the middle of the song, or like halfway through, you're starting to realize like, it's like what is that in the background? And then at the very end, it just kicks up like, and then it ends.
It's like,
It's at the very end. There's too much shouting in this podcast. Because I don't have an equalizer yet. I don't know exactly how to use Audacity, so I'm going to look into that the more
I know
important.
how to use it. I used to use it to edit my songs because Yeah.
Perfect. Then you could be our sound person, if you would like.
Yeah.
Sound Griffin.
Sound Griffin. Oh gosh, that's again in another podcast. The Sound Griffin. I can imagine an entire podcast where we talk about our superhero names and everything. These are like I'm just slowly realizing like how much we have to talk about. Cause
Like, oh my god, it's another dimension of speaking.
okay,
Oh my
that's called another language.
Oh my god, it's another bit of the speaking.
I can't speak Japanese.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Okay, that was scary. That's not what I meant. Okay, well, maybe next episode when I send you, I could probably send you the video. I don't know if you can edit a video through. Can you separate
The
the?
thing is that I don't have Audacity anymore.
Oh. Well, freaking
Yeah,
come on.
'cause I disassembled my PC.
I know how to use it.
Oh.
I know how to use Audacity.
Oh,
Just
good.
look
Can you
up
help
on
us?
YouTube
Can you
how
help
to,
us?
How to use the equalizer on Audacity? Just do that.
Can you help us?
Oh, well, I don't have it anymore.
Oh. Just disappointing.
Well, I disassembled my
Anyways.
PC. Like, how do you expect
Why?
me to help
Okay. Why?
you?
Okay. There's a story to that. Why'd you disassemble your PC?
Well, it was my first computer that I ever had, and it was going really slow, and it didn't really necessarily work anymore. It just kind of was just crapping out. It would restart
Oh, kind of like Simon.
randomly in the middle of me doing something, and then one day it just kind of died. And so I was like, screw it, I'm taking apart this computer because it's annoying me and it's got
Wait.
a whole bunch of viruses. I'm pretty sure it does. 'Cause
So,
I don't
rather than
run-
seeing what you could do to fix it, you just broke it even more. You
Well, no, I just unplugged it. I didn't disassemble it. I just
What?
unplugged it. I don't.
what? What do you think disassembling means?
Well, I didn't disassemble the whole computer part. I just unplugged the wires. I didn't like take it apart and like.
Oh, so
all the
okay, so
little-
you just unplugged like the inner wires?
Yeah, I just unplugged all
Oh.
the wires that were connected to the thing to make it work.
I thought
And
I thought you meant like you're like you unplugged it from the wall and you're like
Disassembled.
No, I disconnected all of the function.
You cut what? What'd you just say?
I said function. What
Oh,
did you say
okay.
that I said?
Okay, it sounded. I was just
cut
like,
off.
excuse me,
Right
excuse
when you
me.
said function, you cut off.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it. Continuing. How about we get
Okay.
back to the full body throttle songs? Because there's one last one. There's a new one called "Make It Less Hurt."
I swear to God.
I don't know how. I think it came across because our friend is going through some like a very convoluted situation with his girlfriend, and I'm not gonna say any details because it's confidential, but so we're just talking. It was like, you know what, I have my friends, and we're like, yeah, you know what, we're your friends, we're here for you, and so I don't even know. Do you remember, Justice, how I said it?
No, I don't.
I mean, we're playing Minecraft, so like whenever I'm playing Minecraft, my mind just goes everywhere. It's like I'm functioning, except sometimes I just don't English right.
I never English right.
What is English?
Well,
English
then
is a
instead
foreign
of
language that I do not understand.
instead of
I only
me saying
understand
something like,
gibberish.
my friends like, oh, we're your friends, so we're gonna make it hurt less. I like slipped up it. I was like, we're gonna make it less hurt. oh, I remember. I was saying something like I was just saying to Sky. I was like, you know, why don't you pray about it a little? I was just like, you know, maybe not to solve the whole situation, but you know, just give you a little peace of mind, make it less hurt. And then I was like, that's another song. And that's how it came about. It was really quick, just like
That's very creative.
Yeah. Well, it's creative to pick out these songs, all right? Now, the creativity isn't just in the name, of course. It's got to be in the lyrics. It's got to be in the instrumental flow. It's got to be in the crescendos and the octavios.
Wait, I'm sorry, the instrumental what? I didn't.
Moving
hear
on.
Yes.
Um,
You can just look back into the podcast.
You know what? Don't tell me what to do.
so speaking of Sky, should I save this for another time? I don't even know. Well, actually, you know what? Let's first get to the more important subject that I wanted to touch a little on. Adventures. Because I love myself a good adventure. Just going to a different place, going to, like, just out of town or whatever, and whether it's even just to the next town over, or for something special, going to a relative's place, and then something kind of weird happening. And I wanted to ask you guys, what's one of your favorite adventures that you've had? Rayne, I know what you're gonna say. I know you don't have much, but
Exactly.
but I know what you're gonna say. But I'd still like you to touch upon anything that you've enjoyed in the past. Cause didn't you say you were going to Disneyland at one point?
That was like forever ago.
Yeah, but my Mexico trip was forever ago, and that was actually a whole year ago, and I'm gonna talk about it.
But I mean, I went on a cruise to Mexico and Catalina.
Just talk about either one of them. Which one was more fun for you, the Disneyland or the Mexico trip? Something weird maybe happening.
I would have to say that the cruise was a lot more interesting than the Disneyland trips because I've been going since I was a small bean.
Little bead.
So it's not really anything new, but I've never been on a cruise before except for last year, and it was interesting. I enjoyed it a lot. The only part that I didn't like was going to Ensenada, which is in Mexico. It's I'm not trying to like
Wait, one second. That's where my missions trip was.
Oh really?
Ensenada, yeah. That's where I built houses.
Oh god.
that ties in. Like, when did you go? Spring break?
Last year in like June.
June. Oh, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, but
It would have been awesome just to meet up down there. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? But no, it's not that I didn't like it. I mean, it was very interesting going to Mexico because I've never been there, and like my kind of ethnicity is kind of around that.
That's right. I'm Mexican or Hispanic or whatever. Bless you.
Yeah, no, my grandpa is full Mexican, and being down in Ensenada, I was it was more of like sad because of all the kids and moms that were just kind of like on the street, and like all the kids had like their little baskets of the little tiny packs of gum, and they were just kind of like walking around, and it was very upsetting to me because I could see how many kids didn't have homes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I felt really bad, and as messed up as it is to say, I tried not to make any of them.
Make eye contact? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Cause
like I didn't have money because like I don't carry money.
right.
So
that sucks. Well, I think you'll be happy to hear my story. Once I let Justice talk about one of his adventures. Well, first of all, is that it for yours?
No, because we went to Catalina as well. Right. And there was a bunch of weird mishaps on the boat too.
We'll keep going.
Well, Catalina was really fun. I mean, we got off the boat super late, so we only had like 3 hours to look around. But at one point, we seen multiple people trying to I guess, skateboard on the sand. Because why not?
Because it takes skill.
And exactly, and one of them ended up actually face planting into this big mound of sand, and their head disappeared because the sand just kind of collapsed over their head.
Oh my.
Are you saying it crushed their head and severed it?
No. He like
No, I know.
no, he kind of like flew into the sand mound, and since like the sand kind of got disrupted and it just kind of like moved onto his head was kind of trapped for a little while because it was wet sand, and that's like 10 times heavier than dry.
That sounds scary. Just
No, see, the thing is that I could hear his muffled
his muffled what?
screams, laughs, like he was laughing.
I can hear it. I can hear it now. Just
Exactly, and I was like, are you okay? And me being the nice person I am, I went over to like help him out, and it's like, what do we do? And I was just like, just start digging, like, what are you doing?
just start digging. I like how instead of freaking out, was he freaking out or was he like legitimately laughing? Like, the
He
frick
was
did I
literally
just
laughing.
do to myself?
When we got him out of the sand, he was legit laughing.
I think I would be laughing too. At least once I got
He
out.
wasn't doing anything. He was just done.
I can imagine him shrugging his shoulders. He's like, well, well, his head is still in the sand. He's like, well, my life has led me to this point.
Yeah, it was the weirdest time I've ever had. I never thought I would have to help someone get unburied from the sand because of their own stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand people.
Well,
But yeah.
that's funny. Just skateboarding on the. I can still see it. I can see exactly what happened. Is there any more to your cruise?
Yeah, I just have one more thing.
Okay. This
one guy as well. I don't know why everything was just like there was just more guys than females on the boat, and I was like, what? I was very concerned. I was like, am I not supposed to be here? Like, is this cruise not supposed to have like females on here? Like, I'm confused. This one guy, he was trying to show off in front of this girl,
Yeah,
but she
always.
rejected him.
Please tell me he failed.
He did. She rejected him. And I was like sitting in the corner, well, not in the corner, but like somewhere off to the side, just kind of watching the mishap. And he turns around and he makes direct eye contact with me. And I try my very hardest to get up and like leave where I was and just go somewhere else. Just no.
Well, that didn't
So-
work. Let's try again.
And
Try again with this girl.
All I see is him like kind of fast walking up to me. He's like, "Hey, wait! Did you just see what just happened?" And I was like, no. And he's like, "Are you sure? Because like I just seen you kind of like looking over." I didn't see what happened. He's like, "Were you checking me out?" I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that yeah.
Like, and I was just like, "No, I like." The sun
keep
kind of
cutting
go
out.
down a little bit, and I was like intrigued by that, and he's just like, "You were looking in my general direction," and I was like, "No, I was not."
Jeez.
I was trying my hardest to like
Jeez.
leave
Who
the
is this?
situation.
Joseph Joestar? You were looking at my. Jeez, this guy seems desperate. How old was he?
He was. I don't know, maybe around like 19-ish, maybe.
Okay, I thought he was like in his like 20s. I mean, he's almost.
Almost, yeah, but he was around. I think he seemed around 18-ish.
Right. And
Because he looked familiar, and I know a lot of the people where I live, and I think he was one of them. And he was like, and he was just trying to like, he was just trying to flirt with me, and it was gross, and I didn't like it, and it was just weird.
How old were you at the time?
I'd rather not say.
Okay. That is confidential.
Because privacy and all that jazz.
I was just saying, like, it makes him look more weird the younger you are.
Well, I was the same age as I am now. That's all I'm...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I was just like, I'm not interested in this type of situation. He's just like, well, here, just let me give you my number. I'm like, no, really? I want it.
Was he a
like,
hot guy?
luckily I didn't have my phone with me, so I was just like, I don't have a phone. Like, I can't.
Oh,
even if you
jeez,
give me
that
your
must have
number,
been.
I don't have a phone.
That must
And
have
he
been
was
scary.
just kind of like looking around, trying to see. And I was.
See if
he's just
what?
like, if I had like a phone anywhere on my person, he was just kind of like
Oh my gosh.
trying to see if there was like a phone imprint anywhere, and he's just like, oh, okay, sorry for like wasting your time, because like at that point my friends like came up and walked towards me, and they
Oh.
were like, you good? And I was like, yeah, kinda. And he's just like, oh, okay, thanks for your time. He kind of just like walked off super awkwardly.
Was he
And
a
my
hot
friends were
guy?
just like,
Was he
What?
Was he sort of a juicy boy?
uh-uh.
No, not
He
at
looked
all.
like a noodle.
He didn't have a nice chiseled jawline.
No, he looked like a noodle. That's as best as I can describe him.
Like a limp noodle.
Yeah.
So was it like
Yeah.
noodles, like spaghetti when you first take it out of the package? Like it's still firm, but it's skinny, or is it like a like when you put the noodles into the water and boil them and it becomes super soggy?
He was just very thin, and he wasn't cute at all.
Ah, okay. At
Yeah,
all?
and
You wouldn't
No,
say
not at
you
all,
had
like,
no
no.
attraction towards this juicy boy.
no, not at all.
That's
Not at all.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate for him.
How is it unfortunate for him?
Because little juicy boy couldn't get any juice.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm gonna call him. Maybe he's another entity, juicy boy.
Okay, well, whatever you want to call him, he just kind of awkwardly walked. Are you okay? Like, did he do anything? And I'm like, no, he was just like trying to give me his number, and he was just being weird.
Hey.
They're just like, do you
Could you do me a favor real fast?
what?
Could you leave the Discord just real fast and then join back in? You're cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Justice, are you there? Oh, jeez.
Okay, is everything good now?
Yeah. Justice has muted and deafened. He's like out of the podcast right now.
Why?
I don't know. Well, I guess
Am
it's
I
just
am I boring? Am I like boring him?
no, that's not it. He had to do something. Sometimes like urgent things come up in his household that he just has to do.
Okay.
No, no, he's not like that.
Okay.
Especially for something as important as the most important podcast in the world.
Yeah, true. But yeah, moral of the story is that he was just being weird. He was like asking me all sorts of questions about like I don't even know. It was
Yeah. Too bad.
He kept like kind of like you know how when girls kind of like if they like a guy and then talking to them they just kind of like hit their shoulder or do whatever type of bullcrap it is. He was doing that to me, and I was just kind of like, "Don't touch me."
Don't touch me.
I told him
Don't
multiple times, "Do not touch me," and he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Jeez.
I'm like,
You were harsh to the little juicy boy.
well, I'm sorry.
I know,
but if you were in
I'm
my
kidding.
position, you'd
I'm
be
kidding.
freaked out too.
No, I'm kidding. You definitely had the rights to like say lay off a bit.
Exactly, like
Especially
it's
for a
not that
little
he was
juicy
being
noodle
creepy
voice.
about like touching my shoulder or anything, or just kind of like being an
Yeah.
idiot. It wasn't creepy. It was just more so of like I don't know how to handle.
You don't know how to handle stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know how to handle people in general, so I was just kind of like, please do not touch me.
Right. I get that.
And so it just kind of like, he was just like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I won't. And he just kind of backed off, and I was like, thank you very much. And then and then at one point he was okay. Like, he was like, okay, he wasn't being weird, he was just being a friendly person.
Oh, was he?
But then, what?
Was he finally starting to be attractive?
No, he was just being a friendly
Dang
person.
it. I have high hopes for this juicy little noodle boy.
Why?
Because he's just a lost little noodle on the cruise.
No, but see, his friends were behind him, just watching everything happen, and they were laughing at him because he kept being rejected by me.
Oh, so I don't know whether I feel sorry for him. I think I feel more sorry for him because all of his friends are like seeing this. But then again, no, I don't feel sorry for him. It's his choice, you know.
Exactly, and I was just like, okay, yeah, you're not being weird for like 5 minutes, and then he goes back to being weird, and then my friends show up, and I'm just like, okay, I'm saved.
Hey. Did you just see that go down? Did you just see that?
Huh?
Were you checking me out? Jeez. Were you checking me out? Did you see that all go down? Did you like those smooth skills where I totally got her number? Like, because being rejected makes you look more attractive, right?
Totally.
He went from a limp noodle to a juicy little soggy noodle.
Ew. But the thing is that, like, he wasn't just like a person just trying to get girls' numbers. He was a legitimate F-boy.
Oh.
I thought he was all of that. I'm like, no.
I have to swallow my mic. You changed my view of him. You changed my image of him from juicy little noodle boy to like freaking wearing Obey swimming trunks and like.
Oh my god, that's the thing, he was.
What? He was wearing Obey swimming trunks.
I think so, something along that line.
And what is it? What is it called? Like the weird like diamond S looking shape?
The logo?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I see it now. Like he doesn't know whether to wear his hat backwards or forwards, so he just kind of tilts it. His like hair, his hair that he works so hard on, just kind of like springs out a little, and it looks just terrible.
No, he wasn't wearing a hat, so like his a quiff.
No, I'm making an image of this soft little noodle boy.
He looked like a wet little puppy dog. Because like not a cute puppy dog, more of so like an ugly little
like a shaved chihuahua.
Yeah.
I gotta turn away my mic a little. I'm getting a little loud. So, I'm assuming that this boy, this dank, I'm gonna call him dank little noodle boy now. I'm guessing that he had muscles, but
I said, he was a limp noodle.
No. But I've seen limp noodles who have muscles that don't mean anything
at all. None. No abs, nothing of that.
No texture or anything.
Just a noodle.
Okay, so I'm painting an image. So he's kind of like a wannabe F-boy.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
why
Like
he's
all
a
of
dank
his friends were like, you can definitely tell they're like straight up F-boys. Like no, like they're not mess with them. But him, he was kind of like, I'm guessing he was sort of standing back and laughing at him.
He's going through the F-boy initiation.
Yeah, he's going through the F-boy training.
Where he goes from like hipster cup noodles to something along the lines to tasty Thai.
Yeah, exactly. Like the thing is that around the boat for the next couple of days, I would see him and he would make eye contact with me. He'd be like, and he'd give me like a little eyebrow raise.
Yep, I was just about to say that. I was just about to say, does he throw up his eyebrow?
Yeah. next couple times I seen him around the boat, and I was like, stop. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if it's at this point it's a game for him. It's like, how long will it take for her to see me as a beautiful pasta boy?
I don't know, but
For a beautiful
it was like,
linguine.
Dude, stop! I don't like you. I do not desire attention from you. Go away.
He wants you to get lost in the sauce.
Oh my god! But it was
get
like
lost
you
without the
would
sauce.
have to be there to know how awkward it was.
In his mind, he thinks that you're either lost with the sauce or you're already lost in the sauce.
Oh my
You can't get enough of him. But little does he realize that you're on a cruise and you can't get away from him. He forgot that you're on a cruise and that's why you're still around. He's like, wow, she's still hanging around this place? Oh my gosh. She must be into this pasta.
Into this pasta boy.
Into this So what's his official name for this new SCP essentially we've came up with?
I never got his name.
No. But what should we call him?
Noodle boy.
Should it be like Dank Pasta Boy?
Yeah,
Or does he even
Dank
earn that
Pasta.
ranking? Or
No,
does he
Dank Pasta
evolve
Boy.
like a Pokemon? He goes from wet little noodle boy to like hipster cup of noodles,
Oh my god!
and then the official Dank Pasta Boy.
Oh my god.
And then
Yeah,
he's like
exactly.
and then he has a mega evolution where he actually gets a girl.
That's never gonna happen.
Exactly. See,
Oh
the
my
girl is
God.
like his mega stone. Or have you played Pokemon past that point?
No, not
I guess
yet.
not. Okay. Well, have you at least heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like a girl is like his mega stone to mega evolve into this dank
Dank
weed
noodle boy.
dank juicy boy. He just
Oh my
drops
God.
the noodles all together and all you get is the sauce. And that's what it truly means to be a dank boy. An F boy. Is when you can get a girl all the way into the noodles where she's done with the noodles and all that's left is sauce. But usually when people eat spaghetti or something, what's
Sorry,
left
I like cut out again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Usually when people eat spaghetti, like me, there's still sauce on the plate, and I just kind of leave that, and I kind of wash off the plate. But no, once he becomes a dank noodle man, a dank pasta man, there it is. You're gonna want that sauce. You're gonna lick it
Oh.
straight off the plate,
Oh my god.
like. Now, if
Do you even realize what you're saying? All the innuendos.
No, I'm not even trying to make innuendos.
Well, that's all I'm hearing.
Oh, well, get your mind out of the gutter.
No, that's where it is 24/7. I can't just pull it out of the gutter. Shut up!
Now, if he had abs, if he actually became a dank pasta man, would you say that you would eat that sauce?
No, because even if he has all of the muscle and all of that, I still wouldn't because his personality is crap.
Oh, so he has no spices in his sauce.
Yeah, if he decided to not hang out with those guys and be a normal human being, then
Like normal?
possibly.
Oh, hey, is Justice back?
Oh, hello.
Hey, we just got done with talking about the dank little noodle boy.
Oh man, I missed the talk about the dank little noodle boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, you missed the
But
entire
I'm gonna say this though,
podcast.
before we start talking about this, I'm gonna say this. At one point during the whole duration of the cruise and him doing that eyebrow raise and thinking that I'm following him, my friend, since two of them were with me, At one point, one of them was just with me at the time because the other one was off doing something else, probably in the arcade, I think. We had to become light switch lesbians for him to go away.
What? Okay. Further explain. What does that mean?
Okay, a light switch lesbian is kind of like something you would do if you were being encountered with like a creepy guy that wouldn't leave you alone, and if you were just with
No.
to get him to go away. Like, some guys, they would be intrigued by that and be like, oh my god, that's hot. But sometimes they're like, okay, I'm gonna leave now. I just flirted with a lesbian. That's great.
Right. So, I've actually, now it wasn't like light switch lesbian. Gosh, I don't know why that word just, anyways. It's just that term. It's funny. It's just, well, gotta flip the switch. Let's go.
Exactly, that's what we had to do, and then he finally left me alone, and I was like, thank God.
Okay. No, we had friends in high school. I gotta hurry this up because the podcast is at a range of 50-something minutes. So.
Is it really? I've been talking about that for that long.
No, it's fine because that means we have more content for another podcast.
I was there most of the time.
Yeah, what happened to you, Justice?
Stuff.
Oh. Good for you. Well, I guess yeah, we never got to Justice's adventure.
Exactly.
Now we're at 51 minutes, and usually people will probably stop at 12. Do you think we should continue, or do you think we should like maybe make this a two-parter?
We should make this a two-parter because this is a great story, and people will probably like it.
As I feel that a lot of people cut out at Wet Noodle Boy.
Most likely.
Okay.
But the thing is that, no, what you should name this is Adventures of Noodle Boy Part 1. And the next one
is there still more?
Noodle Boy Part 2.
Is there still more to the Wet Little Noodle Boy? I'm using that way too much. No, is there more?
No, but like...
The Adventures of Noodle Boy.
Yeah, like
So,
the theories you have on what he's like, and I will explain to you as to who and what he's like.
Well, I won't name it a two-parter.
About him, I'll just answer the questions.
Right. I won't make it a two-parter necessarily, but we can record it in one session, so we could just continue going.
Okay.
Because we're pre-recording anyways, I'll do all the editing and such, and then I'll just put you know what I mean. So,
yeah.
the two-parter, now if people even watch to this point, will now know that the next episode is being recorded, and it will be generally around the same topic of Wet Little Noodle Boy and our adventures.
This is gonna be just an inside joke now, just like Noodle Boy and such.
Heck yeah. That's what the entities are. We have David the Watcher, or David the Listener, and now we have Wet Little Noodle Boy, who evolves into Pasta, Dank Pasta Man.
Yeah, wasn't it like, Super Noodle something, or something?
No,
Juicy
it was
Noodle
Dank
Boy?
Pasta
Is that what
Man.
you called him the first time?
Dank Pasta Papa. Dank Papa Pasta.
Okay.
That's what he evolves into when he gets serious.
Oh my god.
So, oh man. If we actually, if this podcast, takes off, it would be so cool if we could get, fan art of all the entities we create.
That's true.
All the characters. That'd be so cool.
Oh my god, just imagine the fan art of Wet
Noodle Boy. I can see it like a Cthulhu thing. One side of him is like a normal human being and he's talking to somebody, but his body is around a corner, the other half of his body is around a corner, and his arm is made out of noodles, and it's and his face looks like a Cthulhu, except it's with soggy noodles.
Or just
and then no, and then in his eyes, in his